Brand new format, and you thought a certain deck wasn't going to be working. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. I want to preface this with, this is everything that I've seen through Saturday of interest in the game and how we're starting off this new format here. So I am going to talk about, what was it, the big German 248 man event that just happened. Before somebody's like, 248 man event? Yes. There were 14 different decks present in the top cut of that event for brand new format. You're like, wait a minute, no, that's not true at all. Yes. 14 different decks, all right? And Tier took up 2 of those slots in that top 16. I'm waiting for more info to kind of circulate around out here so we could talk about that event. But the biggest thing that caught my attention from that event was Rikas on Avalon developing out here. And I've also heard, I know people are like, oh my gosh, locals results are terrible. Nobody cares. Base local results are where people get their foot in the door for their competition and start testing. I've now heard several results from players talking about the Rikas on Avalon deck, even though 2 of the key cards have been limited to 1, are not actually, it's still alive out there. Isn't that really interesting? Just to kind of think about that this deck is going so great in today's match. I actually find it very interesting. Once again, you open up the doors to a very, very beginning new format here. People want to throw new things out here, but people want to stick to the same things that they know, and they want to rise to the challenge to kind of try out and see if we can bypass these norms. And I think that this format is going to be a good example of that, where you're going to be able to see people, step up here and actually do things. Now, I do want to say that we also saw Unchained actually come out of the woodwork here at a PS5 tournament over the weekend. Before you're like, oh, it's not a regional. Here's the craziest thing about this. Duelist was actually playing Soul Hunter. They actually are doing it. We made fun of the Soul Hunter buyout. We said that this is absolutely crazy. I'm never actually going to believe that this is actually happening. It happened. All right. Somebody was successful with Soul Hunter, and we'll go through the list later in the week. Once again, I'm waiting to see more of this info circulate on out here and see what is developing out here, because talking about the oddities in the format is one thing, but to know that Soul Hunter actually lived up to the hype. The only real inclusion doing here is it's 3 Ready Fusion with 2 Soul Hunter in the extra deck. Like, if you're like, oh, I need to know ratios now, Robbie, share the list. It's literally just that basic Unchained list. You put in 3 Ready Fusion and 2 of the Soul Hunter. We did it. The most amazing part is Unchained still functioning. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really did think it was over. I really did think that we were never, ever gonna see Unchained again, but good stuff. It just proves like how good, these generic, crazy one-of-off fusions can be. Hey, Konami, if you're watching this video right now, let this be a note to you. You need to reprint Soul Hunter ASAP, because we should not have a card in the competitive scene that's a crazy price point. Now that more people know this, here we go again. So, those are 2 interesting things I had. Now, I want to talk about my personal experience over the weekend here. So, Thursday we hit our locals. You guys saw my profile. I got the standard, wow, Fatty knows how to play Runic, what a degenerate. Or this is what I always imagined Runic players to look like. Yes, beautiful comments, by the way, fantastic. That's why I have no problem flipping floodgates against Duelist and laughing. So Thursday we finished X1. It was a good day. Got to walk away victorious out of 40 plus people. Good stuff, all right? It happens. To Saturday, we had our next locals, and well, Sometimes we misplay, you know, it happens. I ended up losing against Purely round 3, which was really disappointing because I had the Destruction and I had the Flashing Fire in opening hand. Try to pop, it chain the leap, you take care of the monster. Yeah, well, you know, my brain does not... I already go on life tilt playing against the Cat in the Hat deck, and I'm just like, this is so annoying. Believe it or not, yeah, people can go on tilt when they play a certain matchup. It's actually quite comical gold. Like, you would be surprised. Like, there's certain matchups that you don't want to deal with, and Purely is the one. This was actually like the Purely Sprite variant, which is actually 100% fully works. It's able to kind of combo extend up and do its thing. I don't think it's going to stick around too long if I was to, you know, see something, but that's just fine. We also played against the Naturia Runic deck, and I had both of my fountains get banished off of the Destruction. So, what can you do? It's the RNG of playing the Runic Amir. Like, if people look at this format, the first thing I'm going to tell you is there are a lot of Runic. A lot of Runic out here. Holy crap, man. Especially, I think our top tables out of the first 3, at least half of the top 3 tables had some sort of Runic variant on it. Like, I remember I was the pure, I did see the Naturia version, and I forgot what the other version was. It was sitting next to me during the last round of Swiss. But the Naturia build, guess what? Naturia Beast, who would have guessed? Unless I have an Amano Awado or, you know, one of these other very, very good cards that my deck plays. Yeah, just Amanos. If I don't see that good card or a Lava Golem or something else along that variation to do something, the Naturia Runic build just beats me. And before you're like, Naturia Runic, Robbie, man, what era are you in out here? Your locals must be absolutely garbage. It's new format. Once again, people opening up the doors here, wanting to test out these new things. And I'll tell you what I don't have a terrible matchup against. Fire King. Oh, man. Fire King right now is absolutely amazing. I actually had a matchup with actually seeing Dimensional Fissure against Fire Kings. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Dimensional Fissure is just the absolute blow. Also, Inspector Border. Like, you would be surprised. You think about these generically busted cards and the things that these bring to the table. You take a moment, you sit down, you process, you're like, wow, you know, yeah, Dimensional Fissure is an MVP card. All right. If you're able to see, your most gas hand I can think that you could see is a Fountain. All right. Obviously, a Tip, a Dimensional Fissure, and Border. Any sort of combination of those. Actually, Border puts in a lot of work too until you get impermed. You know, we've seen where that's gone. Also, the Amano helps on the defensive play. I'm at the point right now that both Amano and Border are looking both extremely broken. All right, they serve multiple purposes in allowing you the chance to kind of bridge out and play your thing. And like, this is just my personal experience from playing the deck. I wanted to add on to, like, especially with everything that we've been seeing here. You know, the format is so wide open. Like, it's actually crazy to me right now. I do have a video that'll be coming out here at some point talking about how I think that the Renaissance, I genuinely think that this is a very good format right now. Once we get Maze, though, you're going to start to see things start to dwindle towards a direction that you're not necessarily you're going to want to see. So enjoy the renaissance of the game where things feel very good, very open before we have to get to the point of everything. It's literally every Yu-Gi-Oh deck against Year of the Fire. All right, like, you are going to see those scales tip very quickly, and a lot more people, I think, are going to be a lot more, I can't believe this, than what we've got going on for the current meta. So overall, things are exciting. I'm seeing some crazy good things out here. But what are you guys' experiences? I will go way more in depth later on as we head on in to next week, but I need you guys to be patient. Nobody knows when we're going to get these maze reveals, and that's going to turn everything upside down. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patron! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.